Hi everyone, Abisami is here. In this tutorial series, we are going to be building a ride-sharing app with React Native. But as this is episode 0, I want to introduce us to what React Native is, what the workflow will look like, and how we'll be going about this entire series. Now, if you are familiar with React Native already, you just want to get down to the details, you can skip this video and move to episode 1. Thank you. So let's get started. Now, React Native is a framework that allow you to write truly native applications that run on Android and iOS with the knowledge of React that you already have and deploy it to the App Store and Play Store. Now, if you want to start mobile development, it's usually a lot of work. When I say a lot of work, I mean your system have to meet the requirements. You need to be able to run an emulator just like I have on my screen right now. And you also need to, have enough space on your laptop and all. But there's a tool out there called Expo. Expo makes React Native development very easy in the sense that they allow you to, they help you to abstract a lot of things. One of those things that they help you with is setting up your environment. Now, to create a React Native application, to set up your system for React Native development, all you need to do is to run npm install -g or -- global expo CLI. Now that we have Expo installed, we can verify that we have it installed by running expo -- version. And that will tell us the version of Expo that we have installed on our laptop. Now, the next thing I want to do is to go ahead and create a new project. And how we're going to do that is to run Expo init ride sharing. So ride sharing is the name of the app we want to build. We're going to select the blank template. Now the blank template is just a minimal clean app, but it's a managed workflow. So the difference between a managed workflow and a bare workflow is when you're using a managed workflow, that means Expo is going to be helping you to undo a lot of complexity behind the scene. Whereas if you're using the bare workflow, that has to be you're going to be selecting that if you understand iOS development or Android development, and you don't mind messing with the native code. But if you want to write pure JavaScript, I think you will rather go with a managed workflow. You can select blank. You can select blank TypeScript. That will give you TypeScript support. And you can select tabs. So they've actually created an example with TypeScript using React navigation. But I would prefer to go with a blank, minimal, as clean as an empty canvas, like so. So while I click that, I'll be waiting for this to get installed, and it's extracting the files. So while the installation is still going on, I need to actually make this clear. All you need to start React Native development right now with the power of Expo is to run npm -g expo -cli. And when you have it installed on your system, right, that will give you access to Expo CLI anywhere on your laptop, and you can use that to create a project anytime. And the way we created the project earlier was Expo init, the name of the app you want to create, and we selected the blank template. Now, if you have that set up, you don't need more than that. Now, if you have Android development set up just like mine, it's good, but you can still enjoy your development without that. And I'm going to show you that in a bit. Now we have everything set up. I can say cd ride sharing. That's a way of me navigating into the project that we just created. And I'll hit enter. To start my project, I type expo start, and that will open my project for me in the browser, just like this. Now, if you have your phone, if you have an Android or iOS device, an iPhone or an iPad, you can install the Expo app. It's actually available in App Store and Play Store. And whenever your app is ready like this, you can go ahead and snap these QR code with the Expo app, and that app will open on your phone magically. But right now, because I'm recording a video, I will just go ahead and click on Run on Android Device Emulator. Now, the Android Device Emulator is what I have by the right-hand side of my screen, and it's going to pick it up in a bit, and you will see that. Now that our app is ready, I would like to explain a couple of things. Number one, in React Native, the default display type is flex. So when you say display, is either you are dealing with flex or none, right? So it's just flexible that is supported in React Native. Also, flex direction in React Native is column by default, but you can change it to row if you want. Now, I will change this background to gold, and you'll see that effect on the UI immediately. I can change this text also to application, and that also works. Now, let me explain what's happening behind the scene. Anytime behind the scene, so we are actually importing style sheet. That helps us to create a style sheet that is a JavaScript object actually. So if you're familiar with CSS, we say background hyphen color. Instead of that, we say background color, like in camel casing, right? And then we are importing text, and we are actually importing view as well. Now, view is like div in web, because none of these web elements work in React Native unless you have a particular component that is abstracting that for you in React Native. But by default, React Native doesn't support HTML elements. So when you want to use text, there is a utility for that, which is text. There is a class for that, which is text. We also have status bar. So this status bar is just a utility to help you to style your status bar. You can say you want the status bar to have a background color, background color of blue, and yeah, your background color, the background color of your task bar of blue. You can also select the what was it called? There are a lot of things that you can actually do here. You can come and check it out on your own. Let's put that aside. Style is auto, right? We also have style can be dark, can be light. For instance, if I select light, you have the text inside it to be light. But then let's put that one aside. So like I said, view is like a div, and then we have flex one. This is like saying flex grow of one. Background color is gold. Align item center, justify content center. This is because React Native use flexbox, and flex direction is column, not row by default. So I'm going to be running a couple of experiments right here. For instance, I'm going to have a couple of other views. So I'll say view. I'll just style it out. Okay. So here I'll call this. I'll give this a style of. It says styles.box. That means I have to create a style of box here. Box. So I'll give this a width of 100 and a height of 100. Then I'll say margin. So here we have margin, margin bottom, margin top. We also have margin horizontal. So margin horizontal is like the space between the right and the left. So margin horizontal of 10 and margin vertical as well. So these are extra properties that are available in React Native. So margin vertical, let me go with 8, and then I will save this. Then let me give it a background of tomato. Okay, I'll save this. Then I have this box right in front of me. So I have a reason for actually doing this. I'll duplicate these a couple times, and then I'll save it. Now you have it like this. What I want to do is to have a a view wrapping all of them. I'm doing this to actually explain fundamentals of how layout works in React Native. So I'll give this a style of styles of boxes. Okay, then I'll come here and type boxes. Okay, now my boxes is going to have flex of 1. That means it's going to occupy everywhere. And if I give it a background of, let's say, green or gray color, you will see that it will occupy the whole of the top to bottom. That's because we have align items to center. If I remove that from the main container, you see that it's going to occupy everywhere, right? And this is basic flex. Let me go ahead and remove the style of most of the styles that we have in this container. So we have just flex of 1, and then we get to see how this works in real time. Now I'll reduce these boxes to just 3. And then we have just 3 boxes. So let me show you. We can have flex direction set to row instead of the default column, and then you have something like this. Also, I can say align items center. That will put all the items to the center, and I can also say justify content center. Save that, and everything's at the center. Now, one thing I want to show you is the difference between align items and align content. So imagine I'm having more than 3 boxes. So that, let's assume I have 1 more, and I save this. Then you get to have something like this. You have boxes like this. Now imagine I'm giving this a flex wrap. I say flex wrap of wrap, and I save it. That will make everything fall down. That's because whenever there is flex wrap, align items cannot work on the items inside it anymore. We have to use align content instead. So we say align content. So when I save it, it will be at the middle, like this. Now, when these are not wrapping, then when these are not wrapping, let me save it. You see, it's also working that way. So that is the difference between align item and align content. So what else do I want to show you? So imagine I want to have a layout. Maybe I want to design a login screen. Let me show you how that works in a bit. Let me get rid of all this. I have my boxes, and I have box. Let me get rid of everything. I have just my container, which is what? Flex of 1. I'll tell you why we need a container always. Not all the time anyways, but in most cases you need a container. I will save this right now, and there will be nothing in our screen. Everything is empty. So I'll go ahead and design something like a login screen. So the first thing I want to do is to have a text that says, "We are cool." Let me save that. Okay, so this "we are cool" text, I would like to do something like this. I'll say justify content center and line items center. Okay, so we are cool at the center of the page. It was hiding right beneath it was hiding right beneath the status bar before. So it's now hiding again because I commented out justify content center. To guide against that, you need something called status bar from React Native. So a way of differentiating these, in most cases, when I want to do that is I'll say import status bar as expo status bar, and then I'll change these to expo status bar. Okay. Now from React Native, I'm going to import status bar as well, and here I will say padding top is status bar dot current height. Now, this is only applicable in most cases to Android devices. In iOS, there is a utility for that to actually help us with avoiding the status bar. It's called Save Area View. Now, instead of using ordinary view here, I'm going to use Save Area View, and I'll change the one at the bottom as well, the closing tag, to Save Area View. Now, the way I'm going to do this is to check whether the platform is Android. If it is Android, I give it that padding top, and if it's not, I just leave it alone because I trust Save Area View to fix that on iOS. So this is how we go about it. I'm going to import platform from React Native, and then I will say platform.os equals Android. If it is Android, then it should be the current height of the status bar or 0. Okay, so because I trust the safe area that is going to undo that complexity for me. So we are cool. Another thing I want to apply to, so let me go ahead and remove this, so just to show you how to avoid that situation whereby your UI will be hiding behind the status bar. So here I have justify content center. This is making everything stay at the center. I'll give this a style with the name styles.title, and I'll just give this a font size of 20. That makes it big, but I want it to be bigger. So I'm cool with this actually. We are cool. And then I give it a margin bottom of, let's say, 100. Okay. And I'm going to create a button now. So how do we create button in React Native? To create a button in React Native, you need what we call, there are a lot of options out there. In the React Native component, we have touchable highlights. We have touchable opacity. I will go with touchable opacity, right? Touchable opacity will help you with creating something that kind of, let me show you the effect. So I'll go ahead and put a text inside this touchable opacity, and I'll say get started. So I'm going to style it like a button. Although we have button in React Native, you see that effect? This is what touchable opacity does, right? Kind of reduce the opacity when you click on that stuff. Now, instead of this, we also have button, right? Now, notice that as I'm typing button, I have this button option. There are two buttons here. I don't want this, I want this one. So I go ahead and click on it, and it auto imports button from React Native for me automatically. Okay, and then we have get started like this. So let me get rid of this touchable opacity, but I'll tell you where you need it. So basically, sometimes you don't want your button to look like the default one. You want some customization. You want to have different look and feel. You want to have different styling and likes. And in most cases, that's why people actually go for buttons that are different from this one. So yeah, that's it. So I'll go ahead and get rid of this touchable opacity and save. So this is all I want to design on this first screen. So far, I think we have been able to look at what React Native is, how you can use it, how you can get started. We installed the Expo CLI. We also ran our application on an Android emulator, but I let you understand that you can actually run it on your phone as well by installing the Expo app, and you can snap it. You can snap the QR code, the one that we have here, not my own anyways, the one that you have in your system, and it will link your phone, your Expo app, with what we have on in your code base. And when you are making your edits, it will be reflecting in your work. Now, in the next series of episodes, you're going to be having the proper tutorial. Episode 1, we're going to start building our app that looks like Uber, the ride-sharing app, and I guess we're going to learn a lot from this series. If you have watched this video to this point, congratulations, you're doing a great job, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye.